let's make lemonade. Okay. Let's go to work.
That's the signal. Go, 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 go.
Fits.
It's beautiful. Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude.
Wake up and hit the ground running. It's The Rush, presented by Willis Auto, with Travis Justice and Ross Petersen bringing you raw, unfiltered, and unapologetic talk about sports, life, and everything else that matters. No filtered, no fluff, just The Rush.
Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive and Willis Chevrolet of Granger. May is bringing big Chevy savings. Get $7,000 cash allowance on eligible 2026 Silverado models, or drive home the popular Trax with 2.9% financing. Start your buying journey at willisauto.com. If you are listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watching on YouTube this morning, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Leave your comments in the comments section. And leave your comments in the comments section. You can call the show at 515-517-2303. And, of course, follow us on social media. We've got the Facebook. We've got the Instagram. We've got the X account. We've got the TikTok account. Happy Friday, Ross Petersen. What's going on?
Happy Friday, buddy. Ready for all these NFL schedule release videos that are going to be coming out.
I'm not talking once about the damn schedule. It's a schedule. I don't get it. I mean, I'm watching ESPN this morning, and they're spending an exorbitant amount of time breaking down like week 12. I'm like, are we serious here? Are we really, really serious that
do you think
it's that important?
Do you think any of these teams are going to take a shot at Vrabel and Rossini?
What do you mean take a shot at them?
Well, I mean, they all, because now, you know, these release videos come out, and like the Titans have done a thing where they're running around the streets of Nashville, finding people that look like other NFL people. It's weird. It's strange. The Raiders did one where Fernando Mendoza and Kirk Cousins basically act like the Step Brothers movie.
Okay.
You know, and they're weird. I don't know. There's a lot of production and a lot of time put into week 3 Chargers. It's weird.
They say, you know why? You've got marketing departments and departments going, we need content. We need content. What are we going to do? Let's produce content. We produce content every day. At least we get to just free wing it. We are ad-libbing every single day. We don't actually think about what we're going to talk about on a daily basis. The funniest Vrabel Rossini thing I've seen. Have you seen them as Pat the Patriot?
Yes. Well, her is Pat the Patriot.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was one of the best ones I've seen. But yeah, I mean, I get why people get excited if you live in an NFL city, but I just look at it as, okay, it's the schedule you got to play. Week 1 and week 2, I'm probably interested in just because that's going to kick off the season. By week 5, you kind of know how everything's going to go, or, you know, I mean, you got to play teams. That's the NFL.
NFL does a good job of being 12 months a year, man.
It does. It really, really, really does. Hey, I learned something yesterday that is brilliant. And I don't know why I haven't done this in my previous 55 years of existence. But I played golf for the very first time yesterday. The first time I swung a club is when I stepped up to the number 1 tee box.
First time of the year.
First time of the year. Time of the year. And this would be my advice, unless you are like a 10 handicap or below that, and you go to the indoor simulators and you're playing all the time. If you're like me or like Ross, who spends like 0 time golfing, we only did 9 holes, Ross. Most brilliant move I've made in a long time. Playing 9.
Yeah.
The guy I was golfing with, he's kind of in a golf league. He goes, you want to play 18? I said, no, I don't. He goes, why? I go, because I'd get to hole 13 and I'd regret the decision. I go, it's just, let's go have a drink. Let's just enjoy the day and say we played a decent 9 holes. We didn't keep score because it was the first time out. First shot off the tee was horrible. So I placed another ball to hit a second shot. That was horrible. By hole 3, I was kind of in a groove. I only lost 2 balls over 9 holes. For me, that's pretty good. So I felt pretty good. It wasn't a great day. It wasn't a bad day for the first time out. But I had this epiphany because I've never seen him in action. And I kept thinking of our Iowa Mobotics guys. The club had like several robot mowers mowing around the green. And I'm like, oh my God. First of all, I've never seen these things. I was mesmerized. I was trying to, I took a video of it yesterday and I was going to post it on our social media channels, but I couldn't find as I'm on my phone, I wanted to tag Iowa Mobotics and say, hey, this is really, really cool. But I was mesmerized by it, Ross. I just sat there and watched this robot mow around the green. I'm like, this is kind of cool.
I never thought about that application on a golf course. That's a great idea.
And it must be programmed because as we got close to it, it stopped. It like sensed somebody was getting close with a cart and it just stopped. I'm like, oh, you're smart. You know, you don't want to run over my ball. You don't want to run over my foot. You just came to a complete stop. And they just had them around the green and not out on the fairway, not in the big rough, but just kind of that.
I mean, I wonder why. I wonder if they go to the fairway or the rough at night or when, I mean, like if you've got them.
Well, I think with the fairways, those are like big mowers, right? I mean, you've got a 42-inch, cut. These are just kind of those 21-inch cuts to where it just can nonstop just keep that first cut where it's supposed to be.
I never thought about the application of them on golf courses. That's a perfect spot for them. I thought, Travis, what you were going to say, have you seen the robotic golf carts?
No, like the push carts or like a regular golf?
It's like a push cart, but it's got a remote control on it.
I have seen those. Yeah,
you've got one where you can put a sensor in your pocket and it'll stay 10 feet behind you. Like you hit the button and then you're able to approach it. But once you engage it, you start walking and it just stays right behind you.
So is it like a tracking mechanism that, you've seen the drones that will follow you, like it pinpoints you and just follows you around? I'd be like, turn around and go, come on, speed up, get up here.
You can have it go in front of you. You can like drive it like a remote control car.
We're just getting lazy, aren't we?
Is that lazy? Because you're still walking the course.
You are walking the course. But when you got to go up a hill, you're like, I don't have to push this thing. I can just let the motor take it.
But you're still walking up the hill. I don't think it's lazy. I think it's just assisting. You can't be lazy if you're walking the course.
I'm lazy because I get a cart because it's sitting right there. And I'm like, I just want to drive a cart around.
Yeah.
I could walk, but why when there's a perfectly good golf cart sitting right there for me to rent?
Amen. Right.
Yeah, the guy I was golfing with, he goes, do you ever walk? I'm like, no. He goes, really? I find it therapeutic. I find it work, and therefore I don't walk.
It doesn't slow you down a whole lot. You think that being in the golf cart's going to speed you up a bunch. Really, it's not that much faster.
And you know why? Because if you're with somebody, like if I hit it far left, he hits it far right, that slows you down. You got to go to his ball, then you got to go back over to your ball.
Got to find my ball.
Yeah, you would have had a heyday yesterday. I was finding balls left and right. I'm like, this would have been a perfect day for Ross. And just in the regular rough, because for some reason, to start the season, the club wants to have its rough really thick. And I'm like, what are we doing here? Give the members a chance.
You guys have a tournament coming up?
I have no idea. Well, they have league play all the time. I think they probably got some Summer Slam coming up, stuff that I never participate in. But it was fun to get out and play 9 holes. I get to play 18 on Wednesday now, and then I'm going to play 9 next Friday at Des Moines Golf and Country Club with
That's
you.
Right. A week
so
from
we'll have
today,
a little bit of
baby.
Fun. Yeah,
a
week
loose.
from today.
This is what the golf swing looks like right now.
And I'm not even sore. If I would have played 18, I think I'd be sore.
Yeah.
But I'm not even sore. My back's not even kinked up, so it's good. Now, we mentioned we're going to be at Des Moines Golf and Country Club next Friday. If you have not bought your tickets for the Swarm event and the Nashville Comes to Des Moines singer-songwriter night, they're $300. Go to swarmiowa.com. You get to hear Ross and I be the MC. That'll be a lot of fun. But you're not there to see us. You're there to see a couple Iowa Hawkeye student athletes. You're there to see 3 singer-songwriters from Nashville. as they tell their stories of how they wrote songs for some of the biggest country artists in the world. Now, they wrote the songs. We want to find out where they came from, and there's a story behind everything, and you get to hear those stories. So it'll be a fun night. We'd love to have you come out and join us at Des Moines Golf and Country Club next Friday. I think it starts at 6:00, so that'll be a lot of fun. You got a big weekend planned? What do you got coming up?
Dude, another recital tomorrow.
Oh, I loved it when Coach Fedley the other day goes, I don't get this dance thing. You know, he goes, you got the grandkids. He goes, I just don't get the dance thing.
So rehearsal tonight, recital tomorrow. So no real estate tonight, but I'll show houses tomorrow after the recital. Good times, man. This is it.
I love how you bite the bottom of your lip. You're like, yeah, one more to go.
Dude, they're just not my thing. But listen, Eli wrestles, and a lot of people, wrestling isn't their thing. Sit around all day and watch.
Well, they're just stupid. They're just stupid because wrestling's awesome.
Oh, okay. All right. To each their own, you know what I mean? And the rest, and the dance thing is just not. When your kid's up there, it's great. When the
Did
little
you see
kids,
how happy they are? And
yes,
it's like,
yeah. And when the little kids are up there, it's really funny. But other than that, not for me. It's all right.
I get you.
I think it's a men and women thing. For the
Do you
most
have
part.
like the dance moms there that like are super serious? Like you've seen the show is it on A&E? Dance moms. Do you have those crazed dance moms?
I don't think the place that Audrey's at has the crazy dance moms, but I see them. You see them out there. One of the girls that was on that show was from Southeast Polk.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they're around. I don't think they were the crazy ones though. I never watched the show. I just know that there was there was a young girl that was on the show for a while.
We had, and there'd be some parents that know this. So when Owen was younger, this would have been after the rec league where he played that 11, 12-year-old, so that 13-year-old baseball. One of his teammates was a Siwa. Have you ever heard of JoJo Siwa?
Oh, yeah. Heard of her.
So this was before JoJo became really, really famous because they were on Dance Moms. And so JoJo was hanging out at the baseball games all the time. And then she took off and became uber famous. And they moved to L.A. and they live a glamorous lifestyle. But it is... we had JoJo Siwa at our games all the time, and her dad was Owen's head coach.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, and her brother played baseball with Owen. So that was
Audrey will love to hear that.
Did she have a JoJo bow? Remember they had the JoJo bows?
Audrey had like a JoJo Siwa lunchbox one year or something a couple years ago. Yeah, she was huge.
Yeah. Tonight, the Iowa State Fair is actually coming my way, if you think about it this way. Tyler Richon and the High Bank Boys are going to be playing in Omaha, and Owen's going to open up for those guys. So it's a big concert night in Omaha at the Reverb Lounge.
That'll be fun.
An Iowa State Fair reunion. If you go to JR South Fork Ranch, that's Tyler Richon and the High Bank Boys. They're the house band for Brooks.
They're a fun time.
Coming over. It's a great party. It's a great party. So that's what I'm doing tonight and just hanging out and then gearing up next week. Don't forget, not next week, but the following week, I'm going to be on the road. So I got to go
to Savannah.
Got to go into Savannah to pick up Greta. She's got 2 weeks of school left. I'll be doing the show every day from the road, but you'll be.
How's the first year been?
It's interesting. It's been absolutely. She's been on the dean's list every quarter. She's got straight A's. She loves school. It's been roommate hell. And when you move so far away and you don't know anybody, and you're kind of placed with, she found her roommates on Instagram because you do those Instagram things, and it's been roommate hell. But as I told her. You live and you learn. I mean, to me, this is the valuable part of college. Sure, you're going to go to great classes, but this is how you start to deal with real life. And there's going to be people that you don't jive with. You got to figure out how to resolve conflict, all that stuff. So school's been great. The living situation hasn't been ideal, But and it took a while to get friends. I think that first semester, she's like, I don't have any friends. I love school. But this semester's been completely different as you get to know more and more people. But she asked her mom the other day, she goes, does school fly by this fast? Is the 4 years going to go this fast? I go, oh, yeah. Life's going to go real, real fast. You're going to blink and you're going to be 40. Then you're going to be 50. Then you're going to be 60. And we're going to be dead. So, but yeah, it's been good. And, I mean, you're going to start going down, now that the Eli is going to be a junior, I mean, you're going to start going down that college visit rabbit hole.
We'll see, man. We'll see what this entails. He went to
It's a lot of fun.
He went to the military thing over the weekend in Omaha.
Oh, yeah.
And so now he's like, Dad, I'm thinking about joining the military.
Your thoughts on that?
I don't know, man. Right now, scary. Right now, scared to death of that. It was never a conversation. We weren't allowed to think about it. My dad was a Vietnam veteran and said, nope, you're not doing that. Nope, you give over control of your life to other people, and that it can be bad. You guys shouldn't do that. So I mean, I'm stuck between that. Like I have a lot of friends that have had great, honorable, wonderful careers in the military that are retired now, that are living a good life. Dude, I don't know. I'll let it's his decision. It can't be anybody else's decision. But scary. When he told me that, I was like, oh no.
You should have said, instead of no, you're, well, what branch? You know, can we put you in the Navy to put you out at sea? Can we put you in the Air Force?
Yeah, I don't know.
Don't be a Marine.
That was
a Marine.
He's like Marines. I was like, I don't know if I want to be a Marine though. Like, golly. I don't know if I could. I don't know if I've got the gut for any of it. But for him to be there, for him to be scared to death. So anyway, I don't know. We'll see what happens. He had fun with it though.
That's good. I'm glad he had fun with it. Yeah, I didn't even know they were doing that over here, but it'd be nice to know where he was at and what he did. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's interesting how when somebody leaves, you can kind of gang up on them, and I don't mean gang up on them, but it's not been a good week for Fran McCaffrey. Here he's been gone a year and 3 months or whatever. Earlier in the week, we heard the Keith Murphy story about why he was removed as the MC for Coaches versus Cancer, and it came down to Margaret McCaffrey and Fran McCaffrey disagreeing with something that Keith had said on one of his Murphy laws. Yesterday on the Legends and Leaders podcast over there at Iowa Everywhere, Chad Leschko and Scott Docterman host this. Did you happen to see this, Ross? I don't know if you saw this or not.
I saw a clip about that was pretty wild, that talked about some of the stuff with Gary Dolphin.
Dude, wild is a good way to put it. Wild is an excellent way to put it. Now, the first thing I'm thinking with this is that it shows you, and I mean this in no disrespect to Scott or Chad or anybody else, is that you knew this stuff was going on. Why didn't you report on it? You know, because you don't want to ruffle the feathers. I mean, Gary Dolphin was shunned and tried to get forced out by the McCaffreys. We know that. And I think Kirk Ferentz saved Gary Dolphin's job at one point. I really do believe that. That's my opinion. I don't have any facts to back it up, but I think when that first started going downhill, that Kirk Ferentz saved Gary Dolphin. But then it came to when they were doing Hawk Talk, he asked Owen Freeman a question, and Margaret got, this is from Scott, Margaret got upset. Then it came to the point where they couldn't at times travel with the basketball team, Ross. They couldn't go into the same restaurant and eat with the team. They had to wait until the team was done. And this includes Bobby Hansen. It got to the point where at Hawk Talk, you had people from the athletic department and Learfield on location, and Margaret got pissed off because she said she didn't need to be babysat.
Which apparently she did. All right, so let's go back and talk about some of it. You know, the when, because you said there people are piling on, and why not report on this when it's happening? I think for several reasons. I really do. I think that when you see this stuff happen, if you are Scott Docterman, if you're Chad Leistico, and when you see this stuff happen, man, that's not news. That's
it's not.
No.
No.
You're.
Oh,
No.
I guess you and I view news differently, and that's fine. I just sit there and go, you have a play-by-play guy that is the voice of the team, and you're treating him like a third-class citizen?
I mean, yes, you're right, Travis. That's weird. I agree, and it's odd that you would say that they can't come in and have dinner in the same restaurant until the whole team is gone. I'm not. We'll get to that part of it.
Okay.
Fran was wrong. Fran had a long list of issues. For Chad Leistico, Chad's writing stories about the teams. Chad's writing stories about the players. I think it would be weird if Chad had all of a sudden written an article about how Margaret McCaffrey was off her rocker. I don't know. It seems like something we all knew. We all talked about it.
Yeah.
Everybody talked about it. From the time he was hired, it was like, oh, hey, watch out for that wife. That was a common thing that was talked about. I don't see Leistico's form of writing, of journalism, of reporting, being the type that would be like, okay, now for the behind-the-scenes dirt. Let's get into the soap opera part of all this. That's not Chad.
So this would have been a good thing, and I'm going to bring up an old name that many people may or may not remember. If they still had a true columnist that all they did, like if you had a Mark Hansen or a Sean Keeler and those are old Des Moines Register columnists, where a columnist is about writing opinion and about doing stuff like this. Would that have made it a little more juicier or a little more relevant if you had a true columnist?
Yes, I think that'd be the part for them. Like knowing Chad, I couldn't imagine Chad writing that article.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine him trying to put some sort of personal spin on a personnel conflict. I think you're right that Ferentz probably saved Dolphin's job. Remember, he gave him like the Lifetime Achievement Award.
It was right after all that drama. You're like, the Lifetime
like,
Achievement Award goes to Gary Dolphin. We're like, oh, that's a big fuck you. That is a big
seemed like
fuck
a middle
you.
finger to Barta, to us. Because we
Yes.
didn't know, we didn't know the details of some of this stuff. I certainly didn't know the thing about them not being able to travel with the team or not be able to eat in the same restaurants. That's crazy stuff. Like that's incredibly juvenile and petty to say you guys have to drive to Champaign. You guys have to drive to Illinois. You're not with us. What? So there's a lot of it. Number one, I feel like the Margaret stuff was stuff that we knew. The coaches versus cancer thing was a story that we were all aware of, but Murph didn't want to talk about it. I didn't have the information to go out and go coaches versus cancer.
Keith Murphy
This is why they suck. I didn't have the details to come out and try to tell a story like that. So I don't know. I like the thing of everybody's piling on him. No, these stories are just starting to come out.
And I used the wrong choice of words when I said pile on. But they're interesting to come out. You thought they would have maybe come out even sooner, but now it's like, okay, we're gonna tell you exactly what you had here.
Let's play out how that would have played if Fran is still the coach, and the Register puts an article out that says Margaret McCaffrey's awful, world's worst woman, whatever you want to call it. Let's play that out. Now you got Fran McCaffrey still coaching the team. You still got to send reporters over there. You're still trying to get information. How do you think that's going to go?
Not going to go well.
Not going to go well at all. I mean, is there a part of it that's like, oh my God, these reporters didn't even report the news because they didn't want to burn their bridges? Yeah. Now you're seeing behind the curtain a little bit here. And now take that little thing about Iowa sports and extrapolate that out to the other news you get. You don't get the news. I'm sorry. You don't get the news. You get a version of the news that they think is cleaned up and washed down for you, and the stuff that they're willing to share with you so that they don't burn their sources. And when you're dealing with a volatile guy or family, it seems like now, like the McCaffreys, I think you've really got to watch your step. God, geez, man, these people are actually in charge of stuff. We can write the story about how awful his wife is, and we get clicks for a day, and then what do we lose? Is the juice worth the squeeze? No. And this stuff comes out now because now it's May. We don't have a connection to them anymore. They don't hold any of the strings that they can hold you back from. They got one, Caitlin. They got one big string they're still attached to, and that's Caitlin. But Fran was not a great guy. There's no denying that. I don't know if it was Margaret that was the problem or Fran. I mean, the guy stood there and chased down officials and stared down. Like, all of those things were indications. All of those things were indications of what kind of human being Fran McCaffrey was.
And Gary Barta shares some blame in here because he let him get away with it, right? The fact that you let your head basketball coach get away with that's poor leadership on my part, on his part. Because if you say, hey, these guys are part of your team. They've been doing this for years. Bobby Hansen, Gary Dolphin, they can't eat with you? Can we all just grow up here? But when you let somebody get away with it, they're going to go, because what happens when you give somebody an inch? They're going to try to take another inch. They're going to try to take another inch.
Yeah. But when you're Dolph and you're in that situation, I don't know how or when I think it's a Gary Barta thing. I think that Gary Barta had to be the one that stepped in. First of all, Gary Barta should have fired Fran long before he did it. Long before. Those people that were defending Fran for years, he was an embarrassment.
And remember, Beth fired Fran McCaffrey. On
and off the court, Fran McCaffrey was not a good representative of Iowa. And that's what these stories are, I think. Maybe, listen, a lot of people are like, oh, this absolutely was a story. So this was a good one from Jay. Jay says, a coach trying to publicly assassinate a media member's career because they don't like hard questions? That's news. The Dolph stuff was always strange because remember the first one was his I don't remember, was the first one the hot mic moment about Macy Daly, or was it
I believe so.
Like,
yes.
Man, Illinois gets a new coach, they start recruiting top 5 guys. We're bringing in Macy Daly.
He wasn't wrong.
No, he wasn't. And Fran
apologized for it.
Yeah, he got. Oh. Yeah, that was a bad one.
Yeah, it's just you get a stuff people always had a feeling about. Now the stories are coming out, and if these are just 2 stories, can you imagine?
There's 1,000 more.
There's 1,000 more, 1,000 more, which is crazy.
Was Gorilla Gate a Fran-led issue? I don't remember.
I think
that was when he.
I think it was made bigger by Fran.
Dolph referred to a guy that had a good rebounding night as King Kong. He was King Kong in the lane there.
Yeah, everybody knew what he meant. Those were sensitive times. Times.
Chasing ghosts. Whoa, that just got fast.
I know the
music just sped up.
Did it?
Yeah.
I didn't hear the change of pace.
It must be.
I can tell you that sometimes the key to feeling better comes with just being seen for what you need. Urology Center of Iowa has a dedicated men's health wellness center with services from low testosterone to managing the effects of aging. But more than that, UCI is the place to go when you want to be seen like a man, not a patient. You don't want somebody else's treatment. You deserve yours. Schedule an appointment with UCI today at iowauro.com. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job millionaire, a front row tickets to every show millionaire, a hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie millionaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles millionaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
When you work with a company like Mr. Electric that goes above and beyond and makes the customer their priority, that is just a real joy to encounter these days. It was a fairly complicated project and it was intimidating. They made it look so easy and they were very professional, very clean folks. They thoroughly explain what they're going to do. It's clear that they're experienced and that they know what they're doing. Having professionals out there that can do that for me, that gives me a lot of peace of mind.
Keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
My name's Gary Presnell, and I'm a residential home mortgage banker for Northwest Bank in Des Moines Metro Market. I've been financing people's homes for over 25 years, and I'm an expert in financing VA loans, FHA loans, IFA loans, and new construction homes. This is my cat, Norm. Norm knows basketball, but he doesn't know mortgage. And that's where I come in. There are a lot of Tom, Dick, and Norms out there doing loans. So don't just trust anyone with your home loan. I'm your local, trusted, experienced expert. Please call me. I would love to help you.
Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, I'm Sean McFarland, Service Manager here at Mini of Des Moines, and I have a question for you. Are you and your Mini ready for your summer motoring adventures? To help you have a little more fun on that trip, this month we're offering a 15% discount on all fuel services, as well as reduced pricing on all pre-planned maintenance packages. Please stop by so our factory-trained technicians can ensure your Mini will continue to keep a smile on your face for years to come. Please give us a call or visit us online at miniofdesmoines.com to set your appointment.
Every business has priorities, and Priority One Heating and Cooling is no different. As a service provider, we prioritize quality air conditioners and furnaces that will keep your home at your comfort level year-round. As a small business, we prioritize doing things the right way and treating people fairly. As a truly local business, we prioritize our community. As a veteran-owned business, we prioritize duty and commitment. For big business service with local value, trust your home to the place where you are always Priority One.
Hi, it's Noel. If you're thinking about popping the question, start with a jeweler you can trust. At Fiscus Jewelers, we offer the largest inventory in Ankeny, featuring stunning engagement rings and rare and forever natural diamonds, pre-screened with advanced technology. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, we'll custom design it together, and our CAD drawings are always free. And when it's time to say I do, don't forget the guys. We offer the largest selection of men's wedding bands around. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Back to the Rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
It's now time for the Iowa Lottery Weekly Woo-Hoo!
Woohoo!
That's right. The Iowa Lottery is making millionaires each week. Call in now at 515-517-2303 and tell us something that made you go woohoo, and you could win an Iowa Lottery prize pack worth $90. This week's prize pack includes some new tickets, bonus cash doubler, and $100,000 Riches cash payout. Now, we've got a couple coming in already, and you can do this a couple different ways. You can call the show at 515-517-2303, or you can go to the rushradio.com and click on the promo tab, and there's the woohoo tab, and you can send us what made you go woohoo this week. It's for $90 prize pack, folks. It's absolutely free. I've got a couple here, Ross, I want to start with, if that's okay. They're a little long, but I think you'll find them somewhat entertaining. Okay? First one comes from Austin. Austin's not going to win because he just won a couple weeks ago, but I want to tell the story. I won the Woohoo a couple weeks ago and patiently waited for my prize. I live on an east street, but the Iowa Lottery didn't specify a direction on the package. Sure enough, my delivery confirmation showed up, and it was delivered to the west address. I drove across town, rang the doorbell a couple times, but no answer. I could see my package inside the screen door. So you guessed it, I became a porch pirate stealing my own package. I waited for some nosy neighbor to post their ring cam footage on the neighborhood Facebook page, but by luck have it, I've gone unnoticed. If I'm being honest, it was a rush, and you may have awoken some negative urges in me. I ended up winning $70 from the tickets.
Yeah!
Yes! $70 he ended up winning, and thought of no better karma than to roll them into Central City Liquors and purchase Rush listener specials. So I took the $70. I love it. I walked out of there with the Rush makers and a 15-pack of Keystone Apple. Thanks again, gents. That's from Austin up there in Madrid. So, yeah, pay attention where your package goes. We don't condone becoming a porch pirate.
But if it's your package.
It's like, it's mine. It's not yours.
I'm not
we got
stealing
the same
anything.
address. You just live on the west side.
I'm taking my stuff from your property. I'm not stealing anything.
Our second one, and this is a good one, comes from Ryan. My woohoo actually starts with an anecdote about your main sponsor, Willis Automotive. My family owned the Chevrolet dealership in Granger, Benavente Chevrolet, before selling to Willis back in January of 2020, making it what you all know as Willis Chevrolet of Granger. While most of our employees have since moved on, my oldest brother, Ross, stayed working in Granger and is still a salesman for Willis. Now on to the woohoo, which actually isn't for me at all, but for my brother. Changing ownership of a business in a small town is rarely easy, especially when that business has been owned and operated by the same family for nearly 90 years. Ross has been the bridge for the town and all previous customers, helping them maintain a relationship and continue doing business at their local dealership. He also helped them create new relationships with Willis, as well as helping many new customers and guests at many of the different Willis locations. After all the year-end numbers had been added up, it was announced that Ross was named the Willis's leading salesman in Granger for 2025. An incredible accomplishment, and I'm extremely proud of him as he continues doing what he loves, which is literally anything having to do with cars. There's nothing I'd love more than to win this awesome prize for him, gift him those wonderful Iowa lottery tickets, sit in suspense as he scratched off those cards, and then watch him win the jackpot. Only to realize that the only reason he won the jackpot was because I entered him into the promotion. Those could have been my tickets.
You get a cut on that.
Yeah, you get a cut. You take it's like the dealer cut. When you win at blackjack, you tip the dealer. That's what you need to do.
It's got to wet your beak a little bit on those winnings, Ryan.
Yeah,
I like that one. And have we ever had somebody do it for a sibling? I don't think so. People say like, "Hey, my wife had a." I don't think we've ever had one that was like, "I want to win these for my brother." That's really
I think
cool,
he wants to have leverage over his brother. It's like I really do think he's like, okay, I want you to win. I want you to hit the jackpot, and then you have to thank me the rest of your life that you won $100,000 from a scratch-off ticket. He does close by saying, "Love the show, boys. I'm one of those long-time listeners, first-time caller people, but I've been wanting to share the story for a while. Have a great weekend." Way to take care of your brother,
Ryan. Glad you did, man. Appreciate it. That's a
great woohoo. I actually sent that over to Jason Willis. I said, "Hey, this is good. This is really good."
Well, I like Ryan's a lot. I want to go back to Austin real quick.
Yeah.
I went to dinner last night, and there was a little table stand there. And a young man is going to be performing at the restaurant in the next couple of weeks. And his name was like Austin McIntyre or something. But he goes by Oz. I liked it.
AUS? Does he go? Is it OZ?
But he goes by OZ. Oz. I mean,
okay.
I liked it. I'd never heard of an Austin going by Oz.
Either have I. I could get down with that.
Like it. Yeah.
Yeah, because you can't shorten Ross up in anything.
No.
Hey, Oz.
No.
Well, just go ahead and put the R on it.
I've had people say to me, "What's Ross short for?"
You should come up with something.
Roster.
Well, actually, it's short for this. And people go, that doesn't make any sense. I know,
Yeah.
but that's what it's short for.
Yeah.
Did you ever ask your mom and dad what another name they were thinking about?
I never did. I don't think no.
Because there's always options out there. You probably had something different than Eli.
I'm named after my dad's grandpa.
Okay.
And then yeah, so I don't know. Maybe they had it planned. I'm the second boy. So I don't think they were holding on to Ross. You know what I mean?
I was going to be named Bryce.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. And then my mom and dad went and watched Old Yeller, and Travis was a character in Old Yeller, and all of a sudden I became Travis.
Yeah.
Ann Jeanette is named after some movie actress from the 1930s or 40s. Because I guarantee you don't know many Ann Jeanettes.
No, she's the only one I know.
Yeah.
I like this. Guys are coming up with some good ones.
Roscoe
for Rosterbator. Rossington, Mike said. Never heard that one. That's good. Rossenstein or Rossenstein. Ross is short for Rostavius.
Roscoe.
Yeah, Roscoe P. Coltrane was when I was a kid, my friends thought that it was Roscoe Pico Train. And so
I fell into that.
My nickname was Pico for a long time. I had a lot of nicknames. But Roscoe Pico.
I had a lot of nicknames. I just had one nickname, Dick. There's a shock, right? There is a shock. Coming up at 7 o'clock, Mitch Widmeier is going to be joining us. Ross lined this up, and I wish I remember Mitch because he worked at KXnO. And, since I'm not located in Des Moines, I never got to meet him. But there's a fabulous story. I retweeted it last night. If you go to our X page, if you get time in the next commercial break, watch the commercials, but watch the this video that ESPN did on Mitch. It is a heartbreaking story, one of selflessness that he has put out there, and I'm sure overnight he became people. I'm sure his phone's been ringing off the hook.
Can't wait to talk to him about it. I'll tell you before we get Mitch on about Mitch a little bit. We worked with a lot of really talented people and fun people and good people at the radio station. Everybody knows Murph, everybody knows AD, and those guys, because they were there long enough and in your ear and in your face long enough, you got to know those human beings and understand who they were. Mitch was, by all accounts, I mean, I think Andrew Downs would agree with this. Williams would agree with this. I think I shouldn't put words in their mouth. Mitch was one of the nicest and most talented guys we ever worked with. He showed up at KXnO, and from the minute he was on the air, it was like, oh, this dude's got talent. He's really, really good. In fact, when he would fill in on shows, he did them by himself.
Which is not easy. I don't like doing shows by myself.
Not easy. He very rarely did shows with co-hosts. He would come on and co-host with me from time to time. Loved the NBA, loved baseball, always had really good takes, strong voice, and a wonderful guy. Behind the scenes, we got to know his story, and that was how all of us really fell in love with Mitch, because Mitch was on a track to have a pretty good broadcasting career, and then they had a family tragedy, and his sister was in a car accident, and Hannah was left with a very serious traumatic brain injury, and she needed 24-hour care, and Mitch had an older sister, and the older sister had a family and a life, and Mitch was at that point in life where he didn't. Mitch was still single, wasn't locked into a career yet, and so Mitch gave up. I mean, I hate to overstate it, but yeah, Mitch gave up a chance at a normal life, whatever you want to call that, to be his sister's caretaker, and he's been doing it now for he's got to be coming up on a decade of it. And never once was Mitch like, oh man, I could have. Never. It was always about his sister and about Hannah and about where and when job opportunities came up, that was the thing for Mitch. Well, is there a place for Hannah? Is there a place that I can still be with her because she needs somebody with her. So they ended up in Green Bay. And Mitch is still a huge Knicks fan. And Hannah's friends, who are all on social media, were wanting to be connected with Hannaha. They wanted to see more pictures of her and things of her. And Mitch just doesn't like doing that. So Mitch said, well, the one thing that we do that is fun is when the Knicks play, I call the games for Hannaha. So I'll start calling the games for Hannaha live on Instagram, and you guys can watch that and watch her reactions to it. And that got picked up by people in New York. Like Spike Lee started to comment on his videos and say, hey, this is really cool. And by the way, Mitch is incredibly talented. Like, it's not some dude who wanted to be a sportscaster. This is a guy who he's got the chops. He's got all the skill to do it. Life just that wasn't in the breaks for him. So last week, I think, was when Sean Jankowski, earlier in the week, he sent me a video that this was starting to get some play. People in New York were starting to pick up on what Mitch was doing and what Mitch had done for Hannaha. And then on Saturday morning, I'm watching, or Sunday morning, I'm watching SportsCenter, and a SportsCenter feature comes up, and it's about Mitch and Hannaha. And what Mitch has done over these last couple of, and again, the story is really about the last couple of months. The story of Mitch and Hannaha goes back a long, long time. And and having seen it firsthand, man, I was so happy that Mitch was getting some sort of recognition for it, because I know, and it's going to be real easy for people to watch this and go, oh my gosh, he's exploiting his sister. I guarantee you that's not the case here.
No.
I guarantee you this is not a case of a guy trying to get something. In fact, Travis, when I reached out to him and said, dude, he listens to our show. He might be watching right now. When I reached out to him and I said, dude, how have the last couple of weeks been? He's like, it's insane. It's insane. I've got calls from everybody to join their show. And I was like, oh, well, I'm kind of called to see if you want to join this show. You want to come on? He's like, yeah. He's like, I get it for you. You'd actually want to talk to me about the story and talk to me about me and not just have the clicks and the content. So he's going to join us here in 10, 15 minutes or so. And I'm excited to chat with him again. It was great to see him on ESPN, and it's great to see him getting a little bit of the recognition that he's so deserving of.
And not that you meant to leave it out, his older sister actually got sick and passed away. Yeah. And so there was even more to that story that affected Mitch and the entire family. So I'm looking forward to that conversation. Again, that's coming up just around 7:00. Ross, got a question for you as we end the first hour. Deion Sanders has come out and, said Shedeur went through hell in year one leading up to the pre-draft and went through hell in year one with the Cleveland Browns. He's going to go to Cleveland, talk to the new head coach to, tell him about Shedeur and what makes him tick. And I'm reading this and I'm like, is Deion Sanders an accomplished LeVar Ball?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. In fact, we have to wait and see. LeVar had a kid that actually had a pretty decent couple of years. I don't know
but
about
it's
Shedeur.
after LeVar just disappeared. I mean, it came a point where I think the kid said, hey, Dad, you need to go away.
Yeah,
we love you.
Help. What do you think you're doing, Deion? What do you think you're doing? You're not going to help this situation in any way. First of all, I would say this. Deion screwed up Shedeur by not doing the Archie Manning thing. He should have been involved and said, all right, here's the deal. I only got a couple places I want my kid to play. Cleveland ain't one of them. That should have been at the top of the list. Like, you're not going to go to Cleveland and be a great quarterback. You're not going to go to a room that has Deshaun Watson that they've paid a bunch of money to and take over things. Like he probably could have done him more favors by trying to get him in the right spot. Or maybe 1 + 1 = 2. Maybe he tried to do that. No other team wanted Shedeur Sanders. Cleveland was the only option. But to go in a year later and be like, oh man, guys, we got to talk about how hard this was for my kid.
And then to say, I'm going to fly to Cleveland to talk to the new head coach and, just give him some pointers on what makes Shedeur click. You're like, he's a man. He's an adult. It's like
I'm blown away that Deion doesn't see this from a coach's standpoint, that Deion doesn't see this from an NFL player's standpoint. How would you have felt if Terrell Owens' mom had come into the locker room and said, guys, listen, T.O. doesn't like it when you guys make fun of him. I need you guys to understand how my baby boy ticks a little bit. Deion, in that situation, he would go, oh my gosh, this is bad. But when you're the dad, I'm going to go across the country. I'm going to go I'm going to go let him know how my kid's feeling.
And you know why it was hell for Shedeur Sanders? Because you spent the entire season at Colorado his senior year telling him that he was going to be like the first or second round draft or first or second pick in the NFL draft. And all you kept saying was pumping them for the Heisman, pumping them to be a first rounder. He dropped to day 3. You could say you made your son's life a living hell. You put him under a microscope that was even going to drill in deeper because of everything that you were saying.
It's pretty easy to say he didn't help. I'm blown away. I think that Johnny hits it right. I'm sitting here wondering, how come Deion Sanders can't see this stuff? How come he can't see it from a coach's perspective? How come he can't see it from another player's perspective? Johnny's right. Deion's ego won't let him. Deion's ego, probably, Johnny, to your point, is saying to him, if Prime goes in there, if Prime goes in and tells him that Shedeur is, needs a chocolate chip cookie every morning and needs to be the starting quarterback, Prime's going to make him the starting quarterback with a chocolate chip cookie. I think you're probably right.
I mean, I'm trying to put him, you're a head coach at a major college. Just imagine if a parent showed up and said, I want to tell you how my son ticks. And this is the best way. You would probably look at him and go, get the hell out of here.
Yeah, you guys need to find a new school.
But because he's Deion Sanders and has accomplishments, Hall of Famer, you're kind of forced to take the meeting, right? No other parent can go to the head coach of the Cleveland Browns and say, I need to talk to you about my son.
Gee, Bobbles. Can I have my mom talk to my employer about leveling me up to the executive level? Good luck.
This is you're not playing into his strengths. Yeah, we don't see it.
I need to go tell him what makes my son tick.
But yeah, I was just getting here ready this morning. I'm like, he's an accomplished LeVar Ball. LeVar Ball was an unaccomplished father who wanted
just
to
the blowhard. It was just the con man. Deion at least has a little bit of credentials behind him for it. I think you're right. I mean, that's a good point, Travis. From the Browns' perspective, do you have to take the meeting with Deion Sanders? I think you do.
You do. It's Deion.
But again, then bat on the Browns. You knew that this is what you were going to deal with.
But for Deion, I wouldn't even come out and said, I'm going to go visit. That's what makes it look worse. When you come out and say, I'm going to go there and meet with a coach, people go, what? Your son's in his 20s. He's a professional athlete. You don't have to do that anymore. And if you do, sure as hell don't tell people about it. It doesn't make any sense.
He says in the article, this is a quote, it was some ignorant things came out about him pre-draft and all that, and that was a lie. Like he would never go into a wedding with headphones on. He would never go into a meeting unprepared. Like, that's just not who he is. There's no way he could accomplish the things he accomplished without being prepared. You think that he slid to the third round because people thought he wore headphones to a wedding?
He slid to the third round because...
Or day 3. I mean, he was well past the third round. He was the 144th overall pick.
He slid that far because people... Here's one thing I know about the National Football League. If they think you can play, if they think you can contribute, they're going to draft you.
Right.
And you'll move up. Or did they not, or did they fall and go, okay, he might be a third rounder, might be a second rounder, but boy, we're going to have to deal a lot with Dad. And the Browns are going to feel that again this year.
It was some ignorant things came out about him pre-draft and all that. What?
So you're saying the pre-draft stuff? And by the way, GMs, everybody else knows what happens pre-draft. I do believe GMs know the truth. And so they can write what they want. But deep down, you'll be like, oh.
Yeah, boy, it talks about the general manager. They fired Kevin Stefanski. They hired Coach Todd Monken. Deion said, I love it, man, because he's a straight shooter. He keeps it a buck. This is another quote. I want to meet him because I think it's vital that as a coach, not the dad, I can tell him a few things about Shadur, how to get him going. That wasn't asked of me a year ago. I don't understand it. Even a guy like Travis Hunter being drafted to Jacksonville, and I've had him for the last 3 years, don't you think you would want to talk to me to ask me what gets him going and what backs him off? You would want to know that. No, I think that they're NFL coaches and they're good at that. I think that an NFL coach says, listen, if I can't connect with this guy, the last thing I need is for his dad to come tell me how to connect with him.
We expect people we're going to draft to be kind of on their own at this point. Crazy. We got an hour in the books. Going to be a busy second hour. Mitch Widmeier is supposed to join us just after 7 o'clock. Tyler Kluver is going to jump on with us at 7:30. Happy Friday, everybody. Hope you're having a good one. Hope you got a busy weekend planned. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive. Whoa, what's going on?
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job-ionaire. A front row tickets to every show-yonaire. A hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie-yonaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles-yonaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
At Iowa Floor Covering, we believe great floors start with great service. Whether you're looking for a plush carpet, durable LVP, timeless hardwood, stylish laminate, or beautiful tile, including custom tile showers, we'll help you find the perfect fit. No pressure, no pushy sales tactics, just honest guidance from a team that listens. DIY Weekend Warrior, we've got the products and advice to set you up for success. Iowa Floor Covering, floors you'll love from people you can trust.
There are a lot of reasons to want a self-driving mower from Iowa Mobotics.
Being automated gives me more time to do my hobbies.
I travel so much for work that I don't have time to take care of the lawn, but I still care about how it looks.
And I'm just lazy. Gives me time to work in the wood shop instead of spending it on the mower.
It works in my schedule.
And I just really hate doing it.
No matter your reason, with Iowa Mobotics, spend less time mowing, more time living.
Hey everybody, Mason Miller, sales manager out here at Willis Infinity, and this month for May, we have some exciting offers going on. Right now, you can get an all-new 2026 QX60 Autograph with a rate as low as 0% out to 60 months, or up to $6,000 in retail cash. And if you're looking for something a little bit bigger, you can get still 0% up to 60 months on an all-new 2026 QX80 or $10,000 in retail cash. For more information on these exciting offers and more, visit us online at willisinfinity.com or stop by our showroom.
The following advertisement is for people who like to save money.
Do you or a loved one suffer from chronic overspending, getting less but paying more? Then you may have a case of big HVAC. Now is the time to try Priority One. We set our own prices, which means you pay for what you need, not for anything else. And if you need a heating service or new furnace, now is the time to try Priority One.
Side effects of Priority One include increased happiness, extra peace of mind, and bonus cash for whatever you want. Please use responsibly.
Your house wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vents, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
Start spreading the news, cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end unless you're just loitering. It's Central City, we can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City, all this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
Game on, keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
Like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Hour number 2 of the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive and Willis Cadillac. Willis Cadillac has tons of CT5s in stock right now, making it a great time to stop in if you're looking for a new sporty sedan. Start your buying journey at willisauto.com. If you're listening on the audio stream, we apologize for the little hiccup during the commercial break. I had a little technical difficulty, but we're back. So you can find us on TuneIn and, of course, therushradio.com and the Rush Radio Android app. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and leave your comments in the comments section. Call the show at 515-517-2303 and follow us on our social media channels. All right, we were talking about Mitch leading up to the 7 o'clock hour, and Mitch Widmeier is joining us now on the Rush Radio Show, I believe live from Green Bay. Mitch, how you doing this morning?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Very good.
Doing good, buddy. Good to see you, man. How you been? How's life?
Good. Life's good. Life's always good. It was awesome talking to you on the phone yesterday. I had to rib you a little bit because you texted me when you saw the feature and then
I'll call you soon.
You said, I'm going to call you later today. And I know you're constantly juggling 1,000 things. So I waited a few days and I was like, I'm going to call him and give him a hard time for not calling me back.
I'm glad you did.
Don't feel bad.
Buddy.
It happens all the time. All the time.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
That's awesome.
That was so cool. Yeah.
How much has your phone rang in the last several days?
Yeah, a lot. Like a lot. I did tell Ross it's very overwhelming, but not in like a bad way. But yeah, Travis, just to put very overwhelming. The phone's been, I'm hearing from like friends that I had growing up that, you kind of just grow apart, whether it's you go to college somewhere, they go to college somewhere else. And they're like, holy crap, I just saw Hannaha on ESPN. And I was like, yeah, that's my little sister. So yeah, it's been cool.
Let's go back and talk about how this all came about, Mitch. And a lot of our listeners won't even know the story of Hannaha at all and may not remember your time at KXnO. How long were you at KXnO? How long were you in Des Moines?
Well, Hannah and I were in Ankeny for 16 months, so it would have been probably 14 months, yeah.
Okay. All right. She was at On With Life when you were in Ankeny, right?
Correct, yep.
And then and she got transferred. And I tried to tell people a little bit of, the way that I remember your story, or the way that I tell your story, it was always about Hannaha. You were in Des Moines because of Hannaha. You left Des Moines because of Hannaha for care for her, right?
Correct. Yeah.
And you just kind of put your everything on hold when Hannah had this accident several years ago.
Yes, but a very, very easy decision to make. That's not so her car accident, she was 21 years old. So the only two options for our older sister and I were to put her in a nursing home and basically be like, well, see you, Hannah, or do it ourselves. So that's kind of a no-brainer, regardless of what age I was at. You're not putting your 21-year-old sister who's 100% dependent, can't push a button if she needs something. There's no thumbs up, thumbs down communication, is obviously nonverbal because of the car accident. You're not putting her in a nursing home. So I do like to tell people, and I genuinely believe this, Travis and Ross, if there were other people in my situation and in our older sister's situation at the time, they would have done the same thing. Because I get a little uneasy when people say, oh my gosh, like I don't know any sibling that would do that. Well, if you were in the situation, I'm sure a ton of people would. Because I'm not putting Hannah in a nursing home at any point in time, but especially
Mitch, buddy, this is an indication of how you see people. I'm telling you, because I want to believe the same thing.
But it's interesting that you say this, because we were talking about you before we went on the air, and I'm one of those people. I said I couldn't have done it. I'm that selfish of a person. At least I have that recognition that I'm that selfish. I go, you're a saint. I'm going to hell because I couldn't do what you did. I'd be like, oh, there's a nursing home. See ya. And that's how bad of a human being I am, Mitch.
No, the one thing that I always circled back to though, Travis, I could not mentally put Hannah in a home and then wake up every day and just be like, well, I'm going to go about my life. I'm going to keep trying to go with my career, knowing that, God only knows what kind of care she's getting. And that's not like a shot at nursing homes, but typically they are taking care of 21-year-olds who are 100% dependent with a traumatic brain injury.
Yeah.
So that was what I always circled back to. It was a very easy decision for Haley at the time and I, but I just knew I wouldn't be able to wake up and act like life was fine and dandy while Hannah's in home.
Mitch, what is Hannah's long-term diagnosis? Is this something that, is her life expectancy a normal life expectancy still?
It can be, but she has, because of the traumatic brain injury, she has a lot of respiratory problems at times. So she gets it's called rhinovirus. She'll get that 2 times a year usually. And for any of us three, it's like we might have the sniffles or a little bit of a cough, not even realize it. For her, it just attacks her so much that she usually ends up in the ER, and we're in the ER for 6-7 days. And sometimes she has to get intubated. So her life expectancy, as it's been described to me by her neurosurgeons that have worked with her, is she could live a very normal life in terms of age expectancy, but because of the respiratory, issues that constantly pop up, multiple times a year, you don't know. You just don't know.
You're carrying a really big cross, right? I mean, and that's probably the best way to put it. You gave up your career at FanDuel. Are you able to? Is this your full-time job, or are you able to work out of the home as well and create content for people? What are you doing to survive yourself?
Yeah, so I set my job aside after the accident. The one thing that kind of got lost in translation when that ESPN crew was out here, I was the sports director at 2 radio stations in Minnesota at the time of the accident. And then later down the road, when Hannah and I moved to Green Bay, that's when I started working for FanDuel. So I still work full-time remote, not for FanDuel anymore, because I have to work, obviously, to survive, because I can't just take care of Hannah and not have a job. So I work full-time remote, and it's not like a typical 9 to 5. I basically help oversee content for a couple media companies. So it's not me directly doing a lot of stuff that, I went to school for, which was always the goal. But yeah, I work full-time and then take care of Hannah, which to me is, I don't view it as a job, but in terms of full-time, part-time, Hannah's 24/7 around the clock. So that's much more taxing than working a full-time remote job.
Let's go back to college, because Travis asked me that question before we came on, and I didn't know this, I guess. Where did you go to college?
I went to St. Ambrose. I went to St. Ambrose University, graduated with a radio TV broadcasting degree.
And you're from Dubuque, right?
Say again, sorry?
You're from Dubuque too, right?
Yeah, we were born and raised in Dubuque. And I actually remember when I don't know what year it was. I was either a junior or a senior, and I was announcing a St. Ambrose men's basketball game. And you would have no reason to ever remember this, Ross, but I believe you used to call Grandview men's basketball games.
I did, yeah.
Because you came down to our booth, and I thought it was hilarious. You said something to the tune of like, "Where's the damn Ethernet port for me to hook up?" Because you had to announce like up on the track.
Yes.
Up at St. Ambrose.
I remember this.
Us students, and it was hilarious. You're like, "Where's the damn Ethernet port up there?" And so we went up and like showed you, and I and then years later, obviously, ended up at KXnO. I don't even know if I ever told you that story.
No, you haven't. That's funny. That's cool.
Look at this big timer demanding his Ethernet cord. Use a dial-up. Go old school, all right?
Oh, that's funny. Yeah,
that's good. So St. Ambrose, you get done with college, and can you kind of walk us through what got you to Des Moines and when did the accident happen and kind of where you were at?
Yeah, the accident was eight years ago. I was in Minnesota working for those two stations as the sports director. And once we realized, so after the car accident, she was in a coma in Iowa City for a couple weeks. And once we being my older sister and I made the decision, like, well, we're not going to pull the plug here, because we had that conversation with doctors. And I don't know how anyone would ever expect us to just call it off on our 21-year-old sister. At the time I was 25. I don't even know what like a traumatic brain injury entailed or the varying levels of it. And so to expect us to just be like, oh yeah, let's just mail it in. It's not going to happen. So at that point I ended up leaving my job because we transferred to Ankeny. And we were told this is going to be like a very long stay. Like this is not going to be like a 1 month, 2 month thing. She's going to have constant physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy to try to get back as much as they can. And so that's when we transitioned to Ankeny. And then even at that time, I was like, man, I could use something part-time when she has the nurses with her throughout the day or night, just to try to get a little bit of extra money, because obviously even at that age going with no income is pretty tough. So that's kind of how it all transpired with us ending up in the Des Moines area.
Okay. Well, then let's fast forward to why you're on with us here and why people would have seen you on ESPN. So you left Des Moines. Now in my mind, when you guys left Des Moines, Mitch, you were headed back up to Minnesota to a facility. Did you leave Des Moines for Green Bay?
Dubuque. We went back to Dubuque.
Oh, you did go to Dubuque. Okay.
We went back to Dubuque because our brother-in-law and older sister had recently bought a house, and they did not use the basement. Finished basement, they never used it. So they said, let's make this into like a studio apartment for Hannaha. And so we moved back home, did that for a couple of years. But our older sister, at the time was married with 3 kids. And so it got to be a lot for them having Hannah and I as well.
Yeah.
And so that's when the decision was kind of made, like, we're going to be fine, but we got to figure something out. And during that period, I had started working for FanDuel, but it was under the premise of, we need you close to one of the office locations, which were Minneapolis, Green Bay, or Milwaukee. And so I moved to Green Bay with the idea of it's a work relocation option. And then the Assisted Disability Resource Center of Green Bay said, oh, Hannah's going to qualify for this program, that program. You'll have all the in-home nursing help you need. We've been here for 3.5 years and we've had this many nurses.
Oh, dude.
I could talk to you guys for hours about the healthcare system as it pertains to Hannah and how it's opened up my eyes to like, holy crap, this is kind of a broken system, but we don't got to go down that road.
Oh, dude. So you're a passionate sports fan. You've always been a passionate sports fan. You had this kind of bug for being a broadcaster. You're on a good career when this thing happens, and you end up in Green Bay, and now it's just you and Hannah up there. The way that I understand the story, Mitch, is because you're not big on social media, which is totally fine. But Hannah had some friends that she grew up with that were wanting to stay in contact. And so you created an account so you could share some stuff with Hannah's friends, right?
Correct. We moved to Green Bay 3.5 years ago. And when we moved, we had even our cousins from back home in Dubuque. So it was cousins and like 4 or 5 of Hannah's friends that, I felt horrible, but I had to have a job. It was a work relocation option. And then we were promised the in-home nursing. So I knew like we can't stay in Dubuque. And so her friends said, well, make her an Instagram, make her a TikTok so we can like stay up to date with what's going on. Well, the TikTok sat dormant for 2.5 years, 3 years, because I was like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing on there. I don't have a TikTok myself. And like you said, Ross, and Travis, you as well, like if you look at my Twitter page, I don't ever post. I just repost Knicks and Packers and Hawkeye stuff. I'm never posting anything myself. I've kind of always been that way. And so I started getting pressure last summer in a not mean way, but her friends were like, you got to start posting something. And so I didn't know what to do. And they were like, do the trending dances on TikTok and just incorporate Hannah in her wheelchair. So I'm like, never happening. Like, I'm not doing that. And so I knew, like, when we watch games together, she's just watching me more than the TV, and she's smiling and laughing. And I always thought that was cool. And so I was like, all right, I love sports. Hannah loves watching me watch sports. So let's just do these videos. We'll get them to family and friends. And that's how it started. And that was the purpose behind it, not to obviously have any of this happen.
So let's tell people what happened then. So you're posting stuff on Instagram. I think is that where it kind of blew up, was Instagram, or was it?
It was TikTok. And then TikTok changed their policy to where if you send someone a TikTok link, but they don't have an account, they can't watch the video. Well, 2 of our cousins and our aunt don't have TikTok. And so they had been watching the videos when I would send them the link. And so I literally in January made Hannah the second Instagram account, because I had one where I was posting like pictures of her, but it was for very private for like family and friends. And so I created the Instagram because our aunt and cousins had that. And I said, I'll just start throwing the videos on here too. And so then they were able to watch them on Instagram, but it started on TikTok first.
So you start doing videos where you're just kind of calling the games. The camera's facing back at you and Hannah. You're watching the game and you're calling the game like you are broadcasting the game for one person. Yeah. And then at what point do you start noticing there's some momentum? At what point do you notice that people are starting to see this thing?
Well, the season starts like middle October, late October for the NBA. I would say it was like early December. Like Jalen Brunson's sister had reached out and she started following Hannah. And then the Knicks started commenting on videos. And I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. But then once we went to Instagram is when that really, really took off, because like Spike Lee regularly comments on her videos, which is still, as a lifelong Knicks fan, it's like mind-blowing to me that he's aware of who Hannah is. So that's when it really took off, was when it went to Instagram, which again would not have happened if TikTok hadn't changed their policy on viewing videos, because we just created the Instagram in late January. So that our so that our January 22nd was when we created the Instagram, so that we could start posting the videos for our aunt and cousins to see again.
Huh.
Yeah.
And then at what point in these last couple of weeks did things explode? Because I'll be honest, man, I didn't even know you were doing these. It was our friend Sean Jankowski who sent me a link earlier this week, and he was like, dude, check out this story about Mitch and Hannah. And it wasn't an ESPN story. I think it was like a local New York station that maybe did something about you initially. Is that right?
The New York posted a story about Hannah. And then a former WFAN host, Brandon Tierney, found her on Instagram, followed and sent a DM and said like, oh my gosh, seeing your sister's smile is like incredibly wholesome during these videos, and asked if I would come on. And I was like, yeah, sure. So I think I explained to you too, Ross, like if Hannah at any point in time doesn't enjoy this way of watching games anymore, the videos will stop. I don't think that's going to happen, but this is not about anything to do with me. This is how Hannah genuinely gets the most joy out of watching games with me for, a 2.5 hour, 3 hour period of the day. So I've been very open with people who are like coming in from different angles, like people that we don't even know in her DMs, like trying to offer, oh, you got to do this or that or this or that. And I'm like, I'm just going to keep it pretty simplistic, because my end goal here is Hannah smiling and laughing, watching Knicks games with me. And if that ever stops, we just won't do the videos.
So you're lucky because the Knicks are still alive. They're going to go to the Eastern Conference Finals, but the NBA is going to end here pretty soon. Do you transition to baseball and then college football and the NFL to get you back to the next NBA season?
Hannah hates baseball, so we won't do baseball, which stinks for me because I love baseball. But Travis, in our household, we have one TV in the living room, one in her bedroom, and one in my office where I'm sitting now. So she gets the living room TV during baseball season, and I watch them in the living room on my laptop or in my office on the TV. So she could not, I'm not joking, she's nonverbal, but she can tell you things in certain ways. If I turned a baseball game on the TV in the living room, she would, within 10 or 15 minutes, turn her head to face the wall, and that is to tell me I don't want to watch this. And so, unfortunately, we won't be doing baseball. I would love to do college football, maybe. We actually did Packer games during the NFL season on our TikTok, so I would plan on doing that. But I wish we could do baseball because I love baseball, but I'm not forcing Hannah to sit through 3-hour games with me because she does not care about baseball.
What have these last couple weeks? The story gets picked up by the Post. The story starts to get some traction. You get a phone call from ESPN. They say they want to come out and shoot a little special. What else has happened? What other opportunities have come your way?
There's been a lot. We had a talent agency, like a big one, reach out and ask if Hannah and I are represented. And
William Morris?
Say again?
William Morris Agency?
It was not. But I said no, and I said I appreciated them reaching out. But again, that's not really why. We're not doing it for that reason. So they had reached out. Mike Breen, who was literally a broadcasting hero of mine growing up, especially as a Knicks fan, he has reached out multiple times via text and call, invited us out, but he now knows Hannah can't travel, but invited us out to be his guest at an Eastern Conference final game next round, which is pretty incredible. And then
is that something you're able to take advantage of, though?
I have to line up help for Hannah, which if it happens, great. If it doesn't, nothing I can do.
With your 0 nurses.
Yeah. The funny thing is there's a program where, so she's qualified for these programs where the nursing is covered through, they call it units. And so they come in and they cover hours. But if there's ever a weekend where I want to get away, they can find nurses magically who have taken care of Hannah before when I've done this, but I have to pay out of pocket for it. And it is extremely expensive because you're paying 24 hours around the clock for however long I'm gone. And I'll just tell you it's north of $35 an hour. And so that adds up pretty quick. So that is an option for me if I wanted to utilize it. So it's possible, but Ernie Johnson also called me, which was
EJ.
Really
that had to be
cool.
Incredible.
Because
but he has a story with his son.
Yeah.
So
his son passed away a few years ago, and his son was nearly 100% dependent. Did not have a traumatic brain injury, had different issues growing up, but he and his wife took care of their son throughout his life. And it was a pretty emotional phone call because he can relate to what I'm going through, although he made it very clear that, the age gap is I'm doing it at a younger age and he had his wife and so on and so forth, but he's wore the shoes before.
Yeah.
So they aired it on the NBA tip-off show the other night, unbeknownst to me. I didn't know they were re-airing the story, and my phone starts blowing up and my buddies are texting me, "Are you aware that Charles Barkley's talking about Hannah right now?" And I'm like, "What?" And so I had to go back and rewind it, but Ernie got choked up on air talking about it, and it's again because he can relate to what it's like. So
wow.
Yeah.
It gave me chills, Mitch.
It
gave me chills, buddy.
And you can tell this. I mean, the fact that you're like, you know what? I don't need an agency because, I mean, let's be honest. You maybe passing on some money where you could afford the $35 an hour, but you're going. You know what? This isn't about that. I'm going to keep it to what it is. To keep it the way you want it takes a lot of willpower, and I commend you for that. I will say, somebody said this earlier. Steve Hartman's going to show up at your door here pretty soon and do a Steve Hartman CBS Sunday Morning story. Steve Hartman tells good stories, but that's an amazing thing.
It's very real, Mitch, and it comes across today. Even when you talk about it, it's just it almost puts a tear in my eye every time you say everything that you've said in this interview. People follow Hannah. It's nothing about you, and it hasn't been since I met you. I tried to say this earlier, man. You were truly one of the really good guys. All of us were rooting for and cheering for and hoping that something would happen because you deserve it. It's so cool that we've had a lot of people in the comments are giving you virtual pats on the back, man. It's and I know that, again, I know that's not why you do it. I think for a lot of us, it's like, oh man, there's some ego here, and I'd want people to know I was the good guy. You have never ever once done that, and I think that just you reiterate that several times in this process. So I'm really happy for you, man. I hope this does lead to something that makes that life a little bit easier for you.
Yeah, it's literally about like the Instagram, the TikTok. It's Hannah's view. The profile picture is Hannah. In the videos, if you guys, I'm sure you guys have come across a couple of them at this point or watched a couple of them. When I do zoom ins in the editing, the zoom ins are always on Hannah. They're never on me. I had a level of uncomfortability when it started blowing up that people would take it the wrong way as me trying to put a spotlight on myself. So much so to the point where I thought about stopping doing the videos. However, nobody ever commented that, which reassured me like, okay, I think people realize that, like, truly, I genuinely mean this. It has nothing to do with me. This is how Hannah gets the most joy out of watching a 2.5 to 3 hour basketball game with me. And you know me well enough, Ross. Travis, we with you working remotely at KXnO, unfortunately, I never really got to cross paths with you too much. But I promise you guys, like, if there ever comes a point where Hannah doesn't enjoy it, we're going to stop, because it is not about me. And I had a level of uncomfortability when the videos took off where it crossed my mind that, like, crap, I hope people don't interpret this.
Let me tell you why they haven't. And I think Ross knows I noticed that I can spot bullshit from a long ways away. People know authenticity when they see it. And if it's not authentic, you're like, okay, there's some, but you're authentic, and people, I think that comes off in the videos where you're like, okay, I get it. You're genuine, you're authentic, and I think people have a good bullshit meter, and you're not giving bullshit. So that's why you haven't got any negative comments. That's it, Mitch. If you were going over to Hannah's on game nights and doing this and setting up your video and your Ring camera, you know what I mean? Then it would be like, oh, there's a little bit of a selfish thing here. That's knowing your story and knowing you from back in your days here in Des Moines. I know it to be real. I've seen it. I've watched you live it. I've watched you turn down opportunities because nope, that didn't fit for Hannah's schedule. So really happy for you, buddy. And I do hope you get a chance. I don't know, man. I wonder if there's something we can do to help you out with getting a nurse, because getting this opportunity to go to see the Knicks in the playoffs. What I know you're not going to do, just based on what you said, you're not going to do a GoFundMe to send you to New York.
No,
you know. Look up his Venmo. Venmo him 40,000 and get him to New York.
The amount of people, I think I mentioned this to you, Ross. When people would comment on Hannah's videos, I make sure to go and respond to every single one, because those people are taking time to watch the video and then comment. I can't do that anymore because of the amount of comments on each video. And the DMs are also insane. Like, she has over 400 DMs in her Instagram that I still have to get through, 230 some on her TikTok. But the amount of people that have said, you need to start a GoFundMe, you need to start a GoFundMe. And I'm so wildly uncomfortable that we will not do that. Like, I know it would benefit Hannah and it would help us. I do not want to do that. So when you brought that up, Travis, you would, well, now you probably would believe the amount of people that have sent me private messages saying, how can we help? Do you have a GoFundMe? You need to start a GoFundMe. I just don't. And maybe I'm, silly for not doing it, but I'm not going that route. I just don't want to.
So. Mitch, I tell you what, great stuff. If you want to come on, if you want to get your broadcasting fix and hop on with us,
dude, you could be our NBA correspondent. Yeah.
Maybe we'll do this. As the Knicks, we don't talk a lot of NBA. Matter of fact, we don't talk any NBA. But as we get to the Eastern Conference Finals and probably the NBA Finals, if you want to be the Knicks correspondent and come on and give the recap, that'd be great.
That'd be awesome. Can I tell you guys one more thing too?
Absolutely.
You guys do not know how many mornings Hannah will get up at 4:30, 5:30, and I'll sit with her for 20, 30 minutes before I realize, oh, she's just up for the day now, because there's those signs. And that early in the morning, once it turns to 6 and 6:30 and 7, I'm like, it's still really early. And I tune into you guys. I do on YouTube. But there are many, I would say 3 to 4 mornings a month, because my alarm doesn't go off till 8:40. I have to get up at 3:30 and 5:30 every day for Hannaha to do water and then get her changed. But there are mornings, I would say 3 or 4 a month, where she gets up, I hear her, I come out in the living room, and I'm like, oh, she's just not going back to bed. And I tune in and watch you guys because I'm like, I can get a little couple-hour fix here before I start my workday. So I appreciate you guys for doing an early show for many people because it's always fun to listen to.
Thank you so much. We appreciate that.
Glad
All
to be
right,
a part
Mitch,
of your day.
have a great weekend.
We'll
we
talk to
appreciate
you
you
soon.
taking time, and we'll catch you. I'm serious about the Knicks correspondent during the Eastern Conference final. Even if it's just 10 minutes after the morning of after a game, hop on. That'd be fun.
Awesome. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you, Travis. Thank you, Ross.
Love you,
All
buddy.
right.
Talk
See
to
you,
you
Mitch.
soon, man.
Appreciate it.
Bye, bud.
Good stuff. Very, very good stuff, man.
Dude,
He's a saint.
The real deal, man.
Big time.
The real deal. That's.
Hey, folks, refresh your home with floors you'll love. Iowa Floor Covering offers beautiful hardwood, waterproof luxury vinyl, carpet, and tile for every room. Stop by their Bondurant showroom or go to iowafloorcovering.com for a free quote. Tyler Kluver jumping on with us when we come back on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Game on, keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job millionaire. Front row tickets to every show millionaire. Hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie millionaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles millionaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
Anise.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
Hey everybody, Mason Miller, sales manager out here at Mini Des Moines, and this month we have some exciting new offers. You get an all-new Mini Countryman for as low rates as 0.9% out to 48 months. On top of that, you can lease an all-new Countryman for as low as $369 a month for 39 months. And on top of that, you can lease an all-new Mini JCW Countryman for as low as $499 a month for 39 months. For more information on these exciting offers and more, visit your favorite Mini motoring advisor or us online at miniofdesmoines.com.
Fresh, wild walleyes. This summer, point your compass north to Ballard's Resort on Lake of the Woods. Ballard's Lake of the Woods long-standing family resort offers a pole-in-hand guided fishing experience along with all-inclusive packages that include lodging and meals. Chase 10-pound trophies with the walleye capital of the world's most established fleet. Your adventure for fresh, wild walleyes awaits at Ballard's Resort. Set the hook at ballardsresort.com.
Hi, it's Noel. At Fiskus Jewelers, we're honored by the fact that our customers continue to come back on purpose, and that trust means everything to us. For years, we've been privileged to be a part of life's most meaningful moments, and we never take that responsibility lightly. We proudly offer the largest inventory in Ankeny, cutting-edge custom designs, including free CAD drawings, and a team that takes the time to get it right. Thank you for choosing us year after year. Fiskus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Hi, I'm Tom, owner of Central City Liquors. Our customers love us because we offer a large selection at an affordable price. And to keep costs low for you, we don't splurge on fancy promotions and expensive equipment. This commercial is being shot on a phone taped to a stick. Anyway, we are proud to announce our new rewards program that allows customers to save more the more they buy. So don't spend more to pay for fancy commercials. Save at Central City, where we know what's important. I told you we should have used duct tape.
Hi, Josh Romick at Willis Lexus. I want to tell you about our Lexus Spring Sales event we have going on, where you can take advantage of $150 off 4 tires or $75 off a set of 2 tires. Give us a call to schedule or visit us online at willislexus.com.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
If you're looking for a mortgage for your home, Gary Presnell with Northwest Bank is the man to call because he's been financing residential homes the past 25 years. He can get your loan pre-approved in less than 30 minutes, and it can happen after hours during the week or on weekends. And he's got a variety of loans to pick from that best fit your situation. You want a trusted local mortgage professional with years of experience to handle the largest purchase you're going to make, and Gary is that trusted individual. Give him a call at 515-975-6767. Where'd Mr. Mow Your Yard go to? He disappeared.
I saw that he came in as Mr. Mow Your Lawn this morning.
Yeah, he was there, and then he disappeared, and he's driving the car, so I think he had to put it in the park.
I didn't even do anything during the break. Looks like I went and tussled in bed. What the
Well,
hell?
all you have to do is go like me and Klube and go bald. That's all you got to do. Right, man?
True. Yeah, absolutely. Can you guys hear me?
love you.
Yeah, we hear you. Sound good. Yeah. I don't have the face for the bald. You guys both have the right-shaped head. I have an odd-shaped melon.
You need an egg-shaped head is what you need.
Yeah.
You need to look like an egg.
Yeah. I look more like a football.
I'll go with that, Travis. Yeah.
Oh.
The reality is you're lesser of two evils. You either look really bad with hair or you look a little less bad without hair. And that's the route I had to choose. So it is what it is.
Yeah. I'm in the middle. I'm stuck in the middle. Anyway, did you get our last segment by chance, Klube? Did you see our buddy Mitch Widmeier on with us? Did you get to see that?
I caught as I pulled into the parking lot here. I caught. I don't know who that is though.
You'll have to go check it out. Well, check out Travis's Twitter. He just shared the story from ESPN.
It's on the Rush Radio account, and the ESPN did a story on him. Basically, his younger sister was in a bad car accident. She needs 24 hours care. She can't speak, and he started calling Nick games for her just to entertain her, and the story took off. It's a fascinating story, but check it out. It's a good story. So
okay,
great dude, Dubuque kid, Iowa kid. It's very cool. But I didn't know if you had a chance to see it. A lot of cool stuff there with Mitch.
Yeah, he sounds like stories like that are crazy. I have a teammate who is about to lose a wife. A former teammate who's about to lose a wife. And I've been thinking about, I think there's a lot of people that are a lot stronger than me out there because there's some real problems in the world. People have real issues, and it's a crazy world. So I've been sort of on the grateful train lately, just appreciating my life, and I don't have any issues compared to a lot of people. So that sounds like a situation where it's a good thing that he was the one had to face that and not me, because I don't know if I'd step up.
Amen on all of what you just said there, Tyler. I'm lucky I'm a wimp because God hasn't given me too much to carry because I can't handle a lot.
Yeah, the whole God gives his strongest battles to his hardest battles to his strongest soldiers. He must look at me and be like, this guy is a puss. I'm not even religious. I don't even really believe in God, but yeah, that's yeah.
Where you are? You get to work out this morning? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, we're at the gym. I'm always working out, dude.
Well, I know that, but usually it's in your garage, right? So when do you say it's a gym day and when do you say it's a garage day?
Friday mornings actually are typically when I go into the gym, because even though I have way more than your average person for working out at home, there's a few things that just don't fit the garage or make sense, like a really tall rope CrossFit kind of stuff, really tall rope climb, some bigger equipment,
tractor tires you can flip, whatnot.
Legitimately, like a tire flip or something. There's a few machines here that, depending on the weather, like if I want to run or something, like I can do. So yeah, Fridays are generally that day. So usually after I'm with you guys on the show, then I'll leave for the gym. But today I came early because we got to go mow some lawns after the work. In between workouts today, I have to mow some lawns. So I get to mow some lawns.
Oh, you're gonna mow
your lawn.
Dude, yeah. I was on a golf course yesterday, and you may want to invest in those robotic mowers from Iowa Mobotics and just put it out on the yard and charge more.
I thought about it as I watched the show and I see the advertisement go by. I'm always thinking, I'm like, is there a day where somebody who owns a lawn care company is just a guy who goes out and sets up Roombas?
Yeah.
Lawn Roombas, like,
yes.
And I think, like anything, I think it probably falls somewhere in between. I don't think the answer is completely no, but I don't think the answer is completely yes either. So it'll be interesting to see how those, I've been seeing more and more, not just on your guys' show, but more just being in the, now owning this business with my brothers. Basically all my advertisements are based on like lawn care and outdoor equipment and stuff like that on social media. So I've seen several of the like RC.
Yeah,
like you can control them. Like it's crazy.
So cool.
So we'll
I
see.
saw one in a field the other day, and I'll say field because it was an empty lot. There wasn't a house there, but there was a Mobotics mower going through this field. It was very unsatisfying. Like, it looked to me like the mower, you couldn't tell where it had mowed. It was like the grass was a perpetual length.
Sure.
Because the thing just constantly, I know that sounds weird, but
you want to see your stripes. You're mowing it like a baseball diamond, and you want to see the stripes.
I want to see where I've mowed and where I haven't, and I want to know and this thing just goes all the time, and so it just keeps the lawn. So I don't know. It kind of had I don't know. It didn't do it for me.
It's a dystopian sort of like empty feeling to it. Yeah. Yeah, there's mowing is an interesting thing. Lawn work in general is sort of funny. There's a large spectrum of people who are like, no, I don't care. Somebody else take care of it. You mow the lawn. I don't want any piece to do with it. Funny enough, I am kind of that way for my personal residence. And then there's a lot of people who, like, we have several clients who, we have one right now who we're doing for the month of May. We'll do today. And he contacted us and was like, hey, my mower went down. Can you mow for me this month until mine is ready? Because I like to do it.
Yeah.
There is a satisfaction in like taking care of your lawn. Yeah. Seeing the stripes, like it is satisfying. But like late July comes around and there's some people who are like, it's not that satisfying. It's hot as fuck outside. I don't want to do this anymore. So yeah, there's a split between people on it, but yeah, man, it's I get the pleasure of being outside in nature today. We're gonna my brother who normally does the lawns is on a bachelor party trip, so he had to call in the reinforcements, the marketing guy to come in and do the.
Is he somewhere fun?
Lake Panorama.
He'll have fun at Lake Panorama.
Yeah. So
were you ever a big bachelor party boys trip guy?
No. I went
out, dude.
I went. But here's the thing, though. Like, what are name the two most common things to do, often together, on a bachelor party trip?
Drink and strippers.
Okay.
Well, I was going to go two and then one. Those were the two.
Alcohol, drinking. Strippers is, I guess, up there. That's so that there.
I
there
guess
you go.
up there. That's high up there.
Well, it doesn't even enter my mind.
Because you've never been on a boys' bachelor party trip.
I've never been to a strip club. It's pointless. You guys are so. It's hilarious to me that like I get that reaction. I was gonna say golf. Which I suppose you could order.
There is a lot of.
You could order some strippers to the golf course and have them sit on the back of the cart.
Oh, I've seen that.
And then you can add the alcohol, and that would be, I guess, all of the top three. But I was going to say drinking and golf, neither of which I partake in. Like, people are. This is a great story because I've been to a couple bachelor. I do have friends. I have a couple friends from high school.
Friends.
They're not fun.
My guys in college. No, we went to Vegas 2 years ago. Actually, 2 years, maybe to the date. Very close to right now when Kevin, my co-host on the podcast, was having his bachelor party. Best 3 days I've had with my boys in a very, very long time. We flew in on Thursday night. They were golfing when I got there. They were golfing again on Friday morning. There was 14 guys on the trip. 13 guys went golfing. Guess what I did on Friday morning?
Worked out.
I ran 10 miles along the strip. I went on a 10-mile run.
You ran right by the cheetah. All you had to do is do a veer into the right and go into the cheetah.
I probably ran by a couple cheetahs that morning.
Several cougars.
And I'm just the weird, like, douchebag guy who does that stuff. Like, that's me. I was training for the Dam to DSM half marathon. I had a 10-mile run that weekend. I had to get it in. The other boys go in golf, which I would not have enjoyed anyway. I never golf. I don't even have clubs. Like, it's not my thing. And then, the rest of the day we hung out and I was a part of the activities. But that's like, that's I don't drink. I've never been to a strip club. On bowl trips, guys would take their $400 from the university and go spend it at the strip club. I went and I don't even know what I did. I stayed at the hotel. I
invested that $400 wisely.
I did get into investing. I probably have a larger Charles Schwab account than most of my teammates at this point in our life, which it doesn't mean it's better or worse. They got to go see strippers, and I have a couple $1,000s in the S&P 500. Like, it is what it is.
Never been? I'm not a fan.
Never been.
I'm not a fan, but never been. Wow.
Yeah, I don't get the appeal. It grosses me out.
Yeah, they're gross. They're gross. They're depressing.
And I understand and part of this too is my wife and I have been together since we were in 7th grade. So, and there was some off and on in there, but from the time we hit college, I still remember the date, August 20th of 2013, when we decided to get back together. And it was like, she went off to Central, I went to Iowa, and we were like, are we going to do this thing or not? And we were basically telling each other at that point, like, is this leading towards a marriage or no? We've been together since then. And I don't know, it felt really gross to be like, yeah, babe, we're going to the strip club tonight.
Yeah,
with the boys,
I've had to tell my wife.
If I was single at another time, like in college, then sure, maybe it would have happened. But like, I don't know, with a girlfriend, I was like, I don't know.
There's been times married, I've had to call my wife and say, there's going to be a charge on the credit card. Just ignore it. It was for a really expensive lap dance that I didn't know was coming.
And hey, you know what, Travis? That's what's great about life is the dichotomy of humans across the spectrum of 8 billion people on this planet. There's some things are for some people, some aren't, and then we come together on a Friday morning, we have a great conversation.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I was actually going to transition to, because I did want to get a football question out, but go ahead before we get into the football.
You've never smoked pot either.
That's a good correlation. In high school, one time in the woods at like it's a bonfire. There's a bonfire in the woods this Saturday. Don't tell anybody about it. I took a drag of a joint. Like I faked it to appease my friends.
Did you hold it? Did you hold it?
I didn't even get anything out of it. To appease my friends. Similarly to the first time I ever drank alcohol, I drank some, and then when people looked away, I spit it out to appease the people at the party. I tell you what, man, I've always been sort of I don't like conformity. Not in like an anarchist way, like I'm trying to, be a menace to society, but like the cool thing to do is like, hey, we're all going to drink this weekend in high school. Not for me. Like, we're all going to smoke, like we're all going to go to the strip club where for some reason, I have this natural inclination to be like, if the group is doing this, I question the yes man mentality of like, yeah, let's do it. Everybody wants to be a real athlete. Fuck that. I'm going to be a long snapper. Not the case in that specific path, but no.
Football question. We've talked about it a couple times this week, and I don't know if you've watched this week or not, but the battle between a 16 and a 2014 playoff. The Big Ten's on board with the 2014. The ACC is now the Big 12. The SEC is the lone holdout. I think Jim Phillips, the commissioner from the ACC, summed it up best. A 24 team gives hope, meaning if you're going to invest millions of dollars into, if you're going to try to convince people to invest millions and millions, hundreds of millions of dollars into a program, you've got to have a little bit of hope. I'm on board with the 24 team. Do you like the 4? Do you like the 12? Do you like the 16? Do you like a 24?
I gotta say, this might be the first time that I might be siding with the SEC over the rest of the conferences. It's interesting, and I know Petiti is like the driver behind all of this. I get it from the Big 12 and ACC perspective, because they're sitting there going, boys, if we don't expand this thing, the relevance of our conferences at the end of the year is going to be in the toilet. We better hope that there's 2 teams that don't play each other during the regular season that go undefeated so we can get 2 in, Like, otherwise, this is a Big 10 and SEC show.
Yep.
From the Big 10 standpoint, I really don't understand the need to go to 24. From the other, ACC Big 12, I think that's a financial thing. It's like, oh, we can get a couple more teams in. This does give us hope. That hope might be dashed that first or second weekend when they get beat by 30. Because some of these blowouts that we've had in the playoffs have been bad. And the further down the list you go, you're expanding the chances for those to happen. I think you're probably expanding on the other side, like chances for, the more opportunities of games happening, the more chances you have of like a potential upset too. But yeah, I don't know. I think 16 is really perfect. I was in favor of expanding it past 8. I thought 12 was a weird number, and I think 16 just works in the way that brackets traditionally work. But again, you're going to get those weird games where it's like, even at 16, you're going to get weird game. Are you going to go 1 versus 16? It's not going to be a good game. 2 versus 15, not going to be a good game. 3, 14, you might occasionally get a 4 versus a 13. Is that right? 14, 15. Yeah, a 4-13 game. That would be somewhat competitive. The games in between there, and then the second round on should be okay at that point. From 8 to 1. But yeah, I guess if that's what we're selling, hope. We're selling hope.
I think it's hope, Tyler, to not even it's not even hope to win a national title or hope to win. It's just hope to get there. Hope to get your name into the playoff and cash that check that comes with having an additional game in the playoff. But I think you're right. The hope of like bigger, greater things. Maybe once in a while we'll get a huge upset. It'll be few and far between.
With the consolidation of the conferences, I think it's a smart move because, again, there was this currency of postseason relevance before where with smaller conferences, okay, the big dogs are going to get into the playoff, but we've got a chance to make our conference championship, right? Iowa is even a team that kind of fits into this.
Yeah.
Now with 18 teams, you run the numbers on that. It doesn't matter how good you are. You still got a long shot if the conference championships even exist to make it and win it.
Yeah.
And then at that point, and then there's the surrounding conversation of like, does it even matter? Should we rest our guys? Because if you're in the conference championship, you're in the playoff. And why would you care about a conference championship when the playoff is where you want your guys to be rested? So
I saw Reese Davis talking about this with Michigan, Ohio State playing at the end of the year.
Yeah.
What are the chances that both of those teams are locked into the playoffs and they're starting their third stringers to keep everybody healthy for a 4-game playoff run?
There's a chance. There's a chance.
Then we've ruined college sports.
Yeah,
I don't think that would happen because that game's too big and means too much to the fan bases. There's too much hatred there to tank a Michigan Ohio State game.
Maybe, but it's more plausible than it used to be.
Yeah, that's fair. I'll give you that.
And there's at least an argument for it. So I'm honestly one for not, and I think this is part of the 24 team deal or proposal is like I'm one for the old version of a conference champion. Hey, whoever's got the best record in conference,
Amen.
And now with 18 teams, there will probably be a couple, so you got to have a tiebreaker or two. Hopefully, there's a head-to-head. If not, you got to come up with a good second tiebreaker. That's your conference champion. Use that weekend to rest, or if there's going to be 48 rounds of the playoff, you got to start the playoff earlier because
that's what they have to do.
Because right now the playoff ends and the next day the spring semester starts, and you're like, Jesus Christ, what are we doing? So, you know, and then you've got the portal window and the NIL transfers that goes along with the timeline of things. So yeah, I think 16's good. I think even with 16, you just botch the conference championships, and,
I think
and
so
the conferences are going to have to figure that one out because that makes a lot of money for Indianapolis and Atlanta and wherever they hold the ACC championship and all that, Carolina, whatever. But yeah, I think I'm with the SEC on keeping it at 16. 24, man, 24 is a lot.
Well, 76 is a lot in basketball, and you're going to get some blowouts.
That's dumb
too.
as shit, too.
Nobody
dumb.
asked for it. You're right. All right, Tyler, we're going to let you work out. I got a couple woohoos we got to get to before we get out of here.
Buddy.
So go have a good workout.
It's all about the money, boys.
It is 100%. Don't disagree with that at all. All right, have a good weekend, bud.
See ya.
Tyler Kluver joining us on the Rush Radio Show. All right, we got a couple woohoos coming in. This one from Ethan. Ethan's been a winner at Central City Liquors, but his woohoo is his daughter Audrey.
Oh,
you guys share, yeah, winning the dance competition last weekend and the overall top score. Her last recital is tomorrow, and she graduates on Sunday. A week of having fun. Wow.
I'll see Ethan tomorrow at the recital. I didn't think about that. I probably will.
So they have all ages there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Ethan, congratulations to Audrey. That's very cool.
Brian says, got a chance to take my daughter to see Cody Johnson this past weekend. She's 13. It's her favorite artist. She hasn't stopped talking about it. Moments like that was special, have been made this week, and just listening to her talk about it nonstop is so much fun we had. So you take a kid to a concert, they never forget that. Those first concerts they go to are an absolute blast. You remember your first concert? Mine was Kenny Rogers. Kenny Rogers and the Righteous Brothers.
See, my mom and dad never took me to concerts. The first concert I remember going to was like as a teenager. My buddies and I were real excited about Neil Diamond coming to Ames. That's the first one I remember.
And Adam writes in, today's my 14-year-old 8th grader gets her school permit. She's involved in 3 sports, numerous clubs and organizations, and we live 14 miles away from school. My wife and I are thrilled to turn off the 5:30 a.m. weightlifting alarm 3 days a week. This is a huge woohoo for our house.
Congratulations, Adam. Congratulations. And the 14-year-old being excited to drive, that's a rarity right now.
I've got a 19-year-old that does not drive. Just doesn't want to.
It's weird right now, man. It's not like it was when we were kids. These kids these days, they don't even want to drive.
Pretty soon, all cars will be autonomous, and they won't have to. They'll just plug it in and tell them exactly where to go.
Yeah.
So
just be renting your car anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Want to thank Tyler Kluver for coming on with us. Mitch Widmeier, who he's going to come back. He likes the Knicks idea, so we're going to hear from him. That way he can get his Knick fix. Man. Ross, go have a hell of a weekend.
I'm gonna, buddy. You too. Have a wonderful weekend. I'll chat with you at some point this weekend. We'll get back after it Monday morning. I did get my details from Danielle just now. So
okay. We'll tell you more about Ballards and Set the Hook starting on Monday. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
Start spreading the news, cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City, we can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City, all this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
Hi, Noel from Fiscus Jewelers. Thinking about popping the question? Take their breath away with the diamond you can trust. Rare and forever natural diamonds. Thoughtfully selected and pre-screened using advanced technology. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, we'll custom design it together. Our experienced team is here to help you create something truly meaningful. And let's not forget about the guys. We proudly offer the largest selection of men's wedding bands around. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Did you know that over time your engine builds up carbon deposits on its valves, which can lead to poor performance, fuel economy, and even bigger issues down the road? With summer on its way and road trips abound, the last thing you want is a major repair. For the month of May, Willis Chevy is offering 15% off our GDI fuel service to clean out that carbon and get your engine running smooth. Don't let poor maintenance keep your family on the side of the road this summer. Visit us online at willischevy.com to schedule your appointment today.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job millionaire. A front row tickets to every show millionaire. A hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie millionaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles millionaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
Your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
Back to the Rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.